Churches have seen an alarming spike in overdoses since safe consumption sites were closed in Toronto. We used to have safe consumption sites in Ontario. Dougford demanded that a bunch of them get closed down. And as one church property manager said, it's just carnage all the time. I feel like I'm staring at a bad motor vehicle accident. And for this piece, Gabe Oatley at Toronto Today spoke to a few people, including Frank Cormier, who is the property manager for the United Church on Queen Street East. And in the interview, he said that he saw at least one overdose on its property per week since safe consumption sites were closed. And that's now increased to between 2 and 6 overdoses each week. And just that Monday, he said that he reversed 2 overdoses himself, also having a member of his team quit, citing all of the stress. And according to recently released data from the Toronto Drop-In Network, 10 of the group's affiliated drop-in sites have experienced a 288% increase in overdoses in June compared to last year. With Reverend Maggie Helwig at her church saying that between June and July, there have been about 20 or 30 overdoses on church property, something that didn't used to happen when we had safe consumption sites. And here's another example. And this is really difficult because staff and volunteers don't know what drug the person used or how long it's been since they stopped breathing, and they usually don't have oxygen on hand to administer, meaning that functionally they're being asked to take on the responsibility of the new heart hubs that are supposed to be rolling out without actually having the funding or the resources needed. And even at churches where overdoses haven't increased, they have noticed that there's been more public drug use, with more paraphernalia being left on church property. And I mentioned the heart hubs, the homeless and addiction recovery treatment hubs. These are basically safe consumption sites that don't allow for safe consumption, claiming to provide other supports, including connections to housing, healthcare, and counseling. But here's the thing. So far, there's not a lot of evidence that these are up and running and they're providing these actual services, with some only offering shoestring services as of June. I personally see this as a tragedy, and if you want to read more about this, you should go to torontotoday.ca and read the article by Gabe Oatley.